Okay, we're back. I got quite a bit news and stuff going on out there, and now supposedly we were gonna last Saturday we're gonna have Nick Jones, and I guess at the last minute he didn't realize that he already had something planned on Saturday. So we're gonna have Nick Jones from PBcast TV, and he also broadcasts on. Or at least using Justin TV, but I don't know if he's got his own website, central website that he goes to. And he's going to be on Saturday's show. And now, we actually used to broadcast together on the shows.net for a while. And I thought it'd be fun to kind of see the changes that he's made since then. And, you know, I kind of went to his show a few times while I was on JTV. And it looks like he's made quite a bit of changes, so I figure we're going to have him on the show and talk about that and his thoughts on different topics. I'm not sure what they're going to be. Yeah, there we go, pbcasttv.com there. Yeah, I wasn't sure the exact website exactly. And I think, too, it looks like he's got his co-host also in the same room, because I know before that it looks like they were kind of Skyped in together. So it'd be interesting to see the changes. Now, another thing I was thinking of implementing, I was thinking of doing this last year, but I ended up not doing it. You know, I recently retired from the military, and I was thinking it'd be kind of cool. Maybe I could dress up in a military uniform for some of the veterans' holidays, at least in the U.S. And suppose it should be Memorial Day, I think May the 30th of next month. And I'm thinking of getting dressed up for that. And if I like it well enough and the audience seems to like it, I might actually do it for most of the military holidays, maybe. I'm still deciding on that. But, you know, figure it, you know, I'm probably the only one that does it on the Science and Tech channel on JTV. So we shall see. And, oh yeah, that's right. I guess Color Brown says Nick and Jacob have a green screen now. Yeah, I noticed that too. I was like, wow, cool background. Now, you know, there's a lot of people that use Skype on Mac, and that's got you know, version 5 is awful. To me, it's mainly the interface, because usually I like to have all my contacts there. I know who's logged in, logged out, and it seems like you know, it's kind of hard to find everything, and a lot of times when you restart Skype again, if you haven't used those contacts, it'll disappear, and it's just awful. And I know Carlo Brown kind of agrees with me. So recently, I actually downgraded. I went from version 5 to 2.8, and it seems to be working a lot better for me. Oh, well, at least now. And I'm probably going to use the older version until a newer one comes out, because I know that the people that make Skype realize that the Skype for Mac, most people hate it. So once the new version comes out, I'll probably go to the website and see what has changed. And I might actually use it on one of my Mac computers as a test thing. Sure, gold. Skype on Mac is awesome. Oh my gosh. Okay, can I say that on air? Okay. Kind of. And I had to do the audio fix, which is also, you know, I've done it on the show before. I think they call it automatic gain control, which in Windows and Mac, they give you a selection where you can disconnect that. And surprisingly, in Mac, they don't. So there's a workaround for that, which I also applied to the newer or the older version of Skype. It works as well, I think. Now, there's another update to the Logitech webcam, which is the Logitech C910 in particular. And, well, some of the other ones maybe too for Mac. Which is, I think the Vision Pro might also go along with this. Now, one of the changes I've noticed now, this is in the Wirecast forums, I happened to go on there, and for some reason I seen this. It seems that the Logitech C910 will be supported in future versions of Wirecast to include high definition. Right now, I think it's just in standard def. Now, this is just what I read in the forums and from the people who, I guess the forum moderators. So I'm glad to see that's going to be happening. And actually, I went back on the Logitech site and I found some additional information, in particular the Logitech C910 for Mac. And there, I must have missed some things because, and I hope I didn't throw that away. Oh, here it is. There was one particular forum post by, I guess it was reported by Tim Lee Hain, Director of Product Marketing. And I think he said that the C910 for Mac, it can support high definition video calling. Now this is only using their, I guess, VidHD program. So in other calling programs, supposedly it may or may not be supported. Supposedly also it does support, I think he mentioned iChat, iMovie, and FaceTime. Now, I'm not sure if that's going to be in high definition, though. And I actually tested it in iMovie 11. It didn't seem to work. Maybe that's the older version, I think, which is 9. It might work. So, so that's an update before I said that, you know, high definition wasn't supported, but it might, at least in that one program, VidHD for video calling. And now there's actually another update. There is another, they actually got 2 programs for Mac. Another one's, I forgot the full name. I think they call it LWS software. And it does support supposedly recording from the webcam in HD. And capable of widescreen as well. Okay, actually during the last show, I just finished up the last show, which was on a Saturday, and I logged out, and I kind of noticed a couple of things. That's kind of like viewer statistics and how people watch my channel and or other channels on JTV or wherever. And now everything is automatically recorded on JTV when you're broadcasting, and the first thing I noticed was the video for my show when I just ended, and I noticed that you know, there was a lot of viewers that watched that one video, so that kind of tells you who's watching. And I noticed that on average, the last couple of shows, I think there was between 200 to 300 viewers. Obviously not watching at the same time, but that kind of tells me people are watching it. And during the show, I kind of noticed at certain times I may show as much as 27 to 37 people at any one time. In this case, oh my gosh, we're only showing 9, but that's okay. At least I know there's people that do watch in the background. They may not be logged in, so I thought that was kind of interesting. And another thing, now this has to kind of do with memory. Because recently, within the last couple of months or so, I did upgrade my Mac Pro to 24 gigs of RAM. And one of the major reasons was so when I do some video editing on really big show files and stuff, because I got to load them all up. Some of them are pretty big. You know, I'd be able to, the 6 gigs of RAM for the basic Mac Pro wasn't going to be enough. It really bogged it down. But what I forgot that I didn't take into account for is a lot of the video editing software is in 32-bit, which I believe can only access up to 4 gigs of memory. And for some reason, that just totally slipped my mind. So I checked some of my video editing programs like iMovie 11 and Premiere Express. and those turn out to be 32-bit programs. Now it does seem to help though when I am editing, but I think I just haven't loaded a large enough file yet. Most of them are just short videos, so and so yeah. Now now what Carla Brown mentioned, Final Cut Pro X will be in 64-bit, so it looks like I might have to get that just so if I'm editing large, you know, like an hour video file from my shows, I might have to upgrade or get the Final Cut Pro X. At least it's not going to be too much. Now if I'm in a big hurry or it's small video files, very possibly I'm still going to use iMovie just since it's a lot faster. But on the really big stuff, then I might have to yeah, use the Final Cut Pro X. Well, I'll have to buy it. It's supposed to come out in June, I think. Let me see, April, May, June. So yeah, it's about 2 more months. Yeah, it does multi-core support too, which is nice. And yeah, I didn't realize that you know, most now I've been noticing a lot more stuff on Mac is 64-bit now. A lot of the programs are, and actually recently I booted up into the 64-bit kernel. What you do, obviously you push down the 6 and the 4 while your Mac is booting up if it supports 64-bit kernel. And you know, because I wanted to test that, and I think last broadcast I used the 64-bit kernel. I was kind of worried, you know, if something's going to go wrong, but it seems everything's working fine so far. You think it's also for Lion as well? Because I heard Lion's not going to come out until summer sometimes. It's possible that it might come out early. And I am kind of interested in Lion for several reasons. Because I'm interested in the server aspect, which is supposed to come with Lion as well. And some of the app changes, like full screen, a change to the mail app and things like that. So Lion's supposed to be in July. I'm trying to think when. Yeah, I guess July would be summer. June, July. Yeah, maybe. Well, a lot of sometimes a lot of Apple stuff, when they come out with stuff, it actually comes out a little early. So works for me. And I know. Oh my gosh, it's like, well, then if I get Lion, well, you know, because if I do get Lion, I probably, I'm pretty sure I am going to put it on the Mac Pro, and I'd like to put it on the Mac Mini just for the server. But so, and people are kind of wondering on the pricing scheme, because you know, Snow Leopard was, you know, $30, but I think it's going to be more for this new line. But so hopefully I like to say the Big Mac value pack, you know, for Lion's going to be, you know, hopefully not too much. You know, I think you get up to 5 computers and it costs a little extra. And oh wow, I'm going through these topics way too quick. But I don't know, this one's actually about 2 pages long. And kind of the main topic I kind of wanted to do today, and I kind of talked about it before, but I didn't really put all of them together, and there's actually some new things coming up. Yeah, the multi-user pack. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be really that expensive. And I think, yeah, everybody buys it just for the stickers. And this has to go, remember, with Apple products and scalpers. To give you an idea, with the iPhone 4 and until recently the iPad 2. And I kind of call it black market, but I don't know if that's a correct term, because, you know, I'm not saying it's really illegal per se. At least I don't think it is, unless there's some law out there, federal law. But and I actually got a lot of notes on this. Obviously, scalpers are trying to make money off the profits from the popularity of a lot of the Apple products. And the most notably recently, which is the iPad 2. If you notice on a lot of the eBay auctions and sometimes even Craigslist. And I think when the iPad first came out, you know, maybe even the same day, you know, you go on eBay and they're selling for like, I think one of the auctions was like at 4,000. Well, I think it was at perhaps at the buy it now price. And, you know, to me that really greatly reduces customer satisfaction and it raises the price and or the availability. And well, that's kind of the whole reason for doing this, because I also want to throw it on YouTube. I think it'd make an interesting topic. And supposedly now some of the news reports, I'm not saying they're foreign buyers, but I've got that written down here. This is not to make fun of these different foreigners like Chinese and Russian, but these were mentioned perhaps. Like when I know when the iPad first came out, supposedly some of these scalpers would pay some of these buyers and to stand in line, and then they would purchase them and to sell them overseas, notably in China, where they haven't been officially released yet. I know China was one, and perhaps even Russia. And actually, it says see the back. I think I got something written in the back. And I think this is one of the news reports. I think that's what it was. It was saying on some of the Asian black marketers were handing out $100 bills to lackeys. And I don't know. I got down here half the people in line worked for said marketers, but I'm not saying that happens on every Apple store and or wherever they're being sold, of course. And of course, some of the shortages, if you go on the Apple online store, you'll notice even now they're showing wait times of 3 and 4 weeks. And we've seen the same thing with the iPhone 4 when it first started selling in China. And I believe when they first started selling the iPhone 4, that I believe they didn't have any purchasing limits. So a lot of times these scalpers would actually, you know, buy all these phones, and they would actually go right outside the store and try to sell them to people waiting in line, or they were sold out. And I think after a period of time, though, a week or two, I think they did start implementing limits. I think you were allowed, they finally put like perhaps 1 or 2 iPhones per person, finally. But by then they were pretty much, I think, sold out during those times. Yeah, was it two per person? Now some of this I'm doing from memory on, you know, the iPhone 4 in China, or now I'm trying to think. I can't remember the main store. No, that's Thailand, Bangkok. It's one of those main cities over in China. But yeah, per purchase. And I'm guessing they had to show their ID when they purchased them. Now, you know, I've been seeing some of the forum posts, and you know, some people claim it's free enterprise, and you know, in a way it is. I'm not saying it's illegal, but you know, that kind of goes down to business ethics and things like that. And while, you know, we even got some laws that kind of go against free enterprise, kind of, you know, because look, it's monopolies, and you know, obviously, if it is a monopoly, you know, then, you know, that'd be against the law. And now there's even some, you know, websites that support some things that would prevent, combat some such sales tactics. And I kind of figured it'd be interesting to go over some of the list. And obviously limiting purchases, which has worked, it seems, you know, showing their ID, and try not to, you know, people getting back in line, perhaps even the next day or what have you. And it seemed to work on the most part. Another proposed idea was to use cash. But I don't really see that working, especially, you know, in the U.S., as far as I know, because now you can get the pay. Well, I don't know if this is the correct term. You know, the pay-as-you-go Visa cards, where you can, you know, put it into, you know, a Visa card, and it's one of those throwaway credit cards. So obviously, if you try to use cash, then they just go to that scheme. Another thing was proposed, perhaps in-store activation. I'm not sure exactly the total meaning of that, but I know supposedly if you buy one, they're going to open the box, you know, take the wrapper off, because obviously if you sell it online, it might be considered a used item since the box has actually already been opened, and that would actually perhaps deter, you know, or at least drag the price down, because people see it, hey, this box has been opened, you know, has this been used, or they might want their money back. I think those are the few that were proposed supposedly to combat you know, some of the scalping. You know, because I don't know, I kind of hate to see things like that. And, you know, what do you guys think? I'm interested to, and have you seen that yourself? You know, because I don't have an Apple store close to me. I think the closest is in San Antonio, which is about 2 to 3 hours away. How about Carlo Brown? Have you seen that? Because I know you said you live within like 5 to 10 minute walking distance, but your Apple store is not too lively, really.